Debbie Marcoux is licensed by the Department of Financial Institutions and MLS ID 237926. Also licensed in Arizona 0941504, Florida LO 76508, Georgia 69178, Idaho, Nevada 57237, Oregon, Tennessee 184373, Texas, Washington MLO 237926.
She's a mortgage mom. She can get things done when you're in need and don't know where to go. Pick up the phone and call Mom.
All right, well, welcome to Mortgage Mom Radio. I'm Debbie Marcoux, and today I have Heather Kilpatrick, right? Heather Barkley Kilpatrick. I always want to go backwards with your name. I don't know why.
Okay. You can do it that way, too. It's fine.
Yeah. Anyway, Heather Barkley Kilpatrick is on the show with me today. And today we're going to be talking all about what, Heather?
Appraisals.
Appraisals. We love it. So we're going to be talking about appraisals today. We felt it was something very important to talk about, especially right now in the current environment as far as, loans being busy, purchases being crazy. Yeah. The market is definitely much busier than a normal market that we're getting to a point where this is becoming normal, that it's been this busy.
Yeah.
But really, I would say if you go back a year and a half ago and longer,
sure,
a normal market would have been an appraisal being ordered and turned around without a rush in about 5 days.
Right.
Yeah.
I just kind of laughed thinking, can we do that now? No.
Can we get 5 days on a rush?
Right. Yeah. That therein lies the question.
Right. Absolutely. So what we're trying to do is we're trying to talk about appraisals today, and we want to make sure that we're setting everybody's expectations to the right place, especially when you're out there and you're making offers, trying to buy a home, you're trying to shorten time frames, maybe look a little bit more presentable or exciting to the seller when you're in a multiple offer situation. With a refinance, if you are thinking, gosh, I'd really like to get that loan done quickly, and you do need to be an appraisal, we just want to set expectations to be realistic. We also have some announcements to make as far as the VA goes. Many of you are veterans who listen to the show. We love doing VA loans. We do quite a few of them on a monthly basis. They're by far my absolute favorite loan to do, in all honesty. But we don't actually set the appraisal costs or appraisal fee number. That actually is given to us by the VA. So we do have numbers that we want to go over today in this episode as well about the current new VA numbers, VA costs that they have thrown down at us moving forward for appraisals. So we're going to talk all things appraisal in today's episode. If you have any questions whatsoever and you want to ask them, please do so. This is an interactive show. We want to know that you're there. We want you to tell us that you're watching, and we want you to put your questions in the feed. We are going to answer those questions for you. Even if we cannot answer them on air, since we have decided that these are going to be faster, quicker shows, 15 to 20 minutes, we will make sure that you are getting an answer by text message as well. So if you are not text message, but if you are putting your question in the feed, we will make sure that we are answering your question through the feed if it is not something that me and Heather can, bring up on camera and actually answer out loud. So please, it's interactive. Ask the questions. Make sure you jump in there and you put those in there for us. We would love to help you and make sure that you're getting what you need. If you want to watch us, we are doing this live every single day, Monday through Thursday, at least this week.
Yeah.
The goal is every single week to do this a minimum of Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Every single day, always at 1 p.m. Pacific time. That way you guys don't miss us. We are on YouTube. Make sure you guys look for Mortgage Mom Radio. Subscribe to the channel and click that notification bell so that you do know when we go live. But Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, every single week, we are going to be bringing you new information, new topics, new things for you to learn all about real estate and mortgage. Very, very important. We are going to try to also throw in Thursdays. So that's, something that we're trying to do that fourth day if we can. And we are trying, yes, lots of information. And we are trying to bring that show down to about 15 or 20 minutes. We're going to take all of the shows that we do weekly, and we are going to combine them into one nice hour that we are going to throw to radio on Saturday and Sunday. So if you guys want to see the information in a whole, or maybe if we cut off part of the topic to try to get it all put into that 1 hour show for radio, then you guys got to go to YouTube, and you can actually watch each individual episode from the week, each individual topic from the week. And you are actually more than welcome to continue to put questions in those videos. I see those questions come in throughout the week, and I can actually answer those for you right into YouTube. You can also send me an email to questions@mortgagemomradio.com, and I can answer your questions there. Last but not least, you guys can get on the calendar for a free phone consultation. You can talk with me, Heather, Carrie, Cindy, Heidi, whoever your favorite is. You are more than welcome to schedule that appointment with. All you need to do is call the office or go to the website. So if you go to mortgagemomradio.com, you can click on that Book Now appointment button, and you can schedule a time that works for you. Or you can call our office at 844-935-3634. What's that spell?
844 we lend the number 4 and you.
Yeah, 844 WELEND and the number 4.
It's like a pop quiz.
It
Every
is.
single
Every
time you do that.
episode.
I'm sitting in math class and she's asking me, what does that spell? I have no idea.
Exactly.
We lend for you.
We lend for you.
Yes.
Easiest way to remember it. Call that number, you guys. Get on the books for your free phone consultation. We're going to talk to you about anything at all that it is that you have questions about. All things real estate. We're giving you education and information. And then we're hoping that you just absolutely love us and you want to do your loan with us. We don't bite. We're not pushy. We're not going to hound you. We're not going to continue to call you over and over again. That is not what we're here for. We are truly here to get you put in the right path, right steps moving forward, game planning to get you to your end goal, whatever that might be. So we are talking appraisals today.
Good topic.
Good topic. We are going to take a 2-second break. Perfect. And then we're going to jump into those. Sound good?
Okay, sounds good.
All right, here we go. All right, welcome back to Mortgage Mom Radio. I'm Debbie Marcoux. I am the Mortgage Mom, and I have got Heather Barkley Kilpatrick on with me today.
Hello.
She is part of my team, and she loves talking about appraisals. So
Oh, yeah.
we're going to do this. All right, so number one, as I had mentioned at the beginning of the show, it is very, very busy right now. It has been busy for truly about the last 2 years, I would say. You know, going back to beginning of 2020, even before things were shut down, even prior to that. End of 19, we were very busy. Interest rates have been coming down. Then obviously March of 2020, the Federal Reserve went and cut the prime rate as low as they could possibly take it, almost to zero. Interest rates dropped and things just went out of control busy.
Right.
Since that time, it has continued. And so both purchases and refinances have been at, top-notch levels, more units and transactions than we have seen in a very long time. So this might be, it is actually kind of the new normal right now because it's been going on for so long. We can't say that this is unusual for today because it's been happening for almost 2 years. Yeah. But we are at a point right now where things are very busy. Transactions are, high, and appraisers, quite frankly, are tired. So we are, they've been running at the same pace as the loan officers and the loan companies and the mortgages and the real estate agents. And, we've all been running at full speed now for about 2 years, a little bit more. And they're tired. The appraisers are tired.
They're exhausted.
That is probably the very best way to put it. So turn times are definitely slow at the moment. So from the time that we order till the time that we receive the actual report, it has definitely increased in time frame. Going back to the end of 2019, beginning of 2020, our average turn time start to finish from order to report in our hands as a lender was about 5 days. That was this kind of the standard turn time that we would see without having to jump through hoops. If we needed a rush appraisal, you know what, we're trying to save a deal. We've got to get this back right now. Can you get it done tomorrow? When we needed those rush appraisals, we needed it back tomorrow or maybe a 2-day turn time. We could absolutely find an appraiser that was willing to do that for us, obviously for an increased fee.
Yes.
But we were able.
It was available.
It was available and we could do it and we could get it done. Today, not so much. That 2-day turnaround is not going to happen in today's environment. As a matter of fact, a rush in today's environment is going to be turnaround, start to finish, order to report in your hands about 7 days. So if you are in a fast transaction and you are thinking about, placing an offer on a home and you're concerned about multiple offers, you're trying to shorten the contingency time frames, then it is a very good idea to make your appraisal contingency short, but understand and realize that you are going to pay an increased fee on that appraisal for that rush. So definitely something to keep in mind.
Yeah.
I would say, what would you say on average that we've been seeing the standard turnaround time come in for an appraisal?
So I think it depends when it gets ordered. Like if you have weekends in there, obviously it adds a few more days. But I would say probably somewhere between maybe 8 and 10 days.
Right.
And if we rush it, it depends on how fast they accept it. And that's the other thing is we don't have any control over them accepting it. We put it in and, hopefully they'll accept it right away. I think it makes things go faster if they do. But they're so busy that, we really have to rely on them. I think with a rush, it saves a couple days, but still, I would say a 10-day expectation is a really good one because you are going to hit that weekend.
You are, yeah. So, and I'm seeing that too. I'm seeing appraisals take about 10 days, sometimes even 14 days easily.
If we're VA,
yes, if
longer.
VA has a 14-day turnaround time that they are supposed to be sticking to those levels, but many times the VA appraisals are coming in about 20 days, so 18 to 20 days. So just be prepared that it is going to take a little bit longer. And if you're trying to get your offer accepted and you're trying to go in using your time contingencies as fuel for a seller to look at your offer over maybe someone else's that has come in, be prepared that you are going to have to pay a rush fee if you want to get that appraisal in faster than I would say about 10 days. So
I was going to say, as a realtor, like putting a realtor hat on, we go in and we say, oh, we're going to do this in 3 days or 5 days. You really have to be aware what your realtor is writing because they may not know that the appraisal timeframes are longer because they're super busy. So if you're putting a 5-day in there, it may not even be possible. And then you're going to be bombarded with, we want you to remove your appraisal contingency.
And
so,
you don't even have your
and
appraisal
you don't
back.
even have it.
Yeah.
And so really, really keep the expectations open as to what is possible and what is not possible. Because sometimes as agents, we don't know. As lender, I know, but as a realtor, I rely on that. And sometimes I'm just so gung-ho to get you that house that I'm not really thinking, 5 days, no problem. 7 days, no problem, when it really could be a problem for you.
Yeah, it could. So definitely that's number one with the appraisals to keep in mind. Number two, what I said is that these appraisers are busy. They're tired. They're overworked, quite honestly. They have been doing a bang up job for us for the last couple of years. My hats are off to you, all appraisers that might be listening to this show.
Yeah.
But they are getting more expensive as well. Oh, you would like me to go, and do this appraisal for you. Great. But my fee's not $450 anymore. My fee's $600 now. And that's very, very evident in us getting communication from the VA that the VA has increased the price of what we have to charge our veteran when we order their appraisal. So keep in mind, the VA doesn't decide or choose to increase the fee unless they're feeling it in their pocketbook. They're trying to order appraisals and the appraisers are either saying no or yeah, sure, but for an increased fee.
Right.
And so they have to make sure that they're collecting enough to cover those appraisal fees. So if they are increasing the fees, that is a very good indication that industry-wide appraisal fees are getting more expensive. Appraisers want more money, and it is quite honestly because they are tired and overworked.
Right.
And we need these appraisers, right? And they should be paid for their services and for what they do, and they are very busy and they're doing a lot of work for you. So just keep in mind the good old days of a $450 appraisal fee are really not. I haven't seen that number come up on an invoice in a very, very long time. I would say that on average, I see about 550 on average for a standard single family cookie cutter condo, home. When we start getting into units, investment properties where there's more to it, if we're getting into larger homes, custom homes, it's going to get even more expensive. If you live out in, far away from the city, you're not in the cookie cutter, you are,
A lot harder to find comparables.
Yes, harder to find comparables. You're further out for them to travel. It's going to get more expensive as well. So, quite frankly, just keep that in mind. If you are concerned about what an appraisal might cost you, make sure that you are asking your loan officer up front in advance, what should I be expecting for the cost of this appraisal? If the loan officer, they may not be able to answer that question for you. They may need to get the address. They may need to call their appraisal department, give them the address, and have them determine which appraisers are available and call and find out what is the cost for that appraisal going to be. But I would say that on average, 70% of the time, I have been seeing the appraisal fees come in at about $550. Again, if it's a new build, if it's brand new, if it's custom, if you're far out from the city, if there's, 2 units, investment property, different kinds of rent schedules that we need, that's going to get significantly more expensive. I mean, I have an appraisal that we just ordered. It's a $2.4 million home, and it's, a brand new build, custom build, not even tracked. So there's a lot to do in that situation, and that turned out to be about a $1,700 appraisal. So again, if you have questions or you've got a unique scenario and you want to know what that might cost you, make sure that you are asking the questions. Very, very important. All of the different areas have different fees, and I want to make sure that we all understand that as well. You're going to pay a different fee in California than you pay in Tennessee. You're going to pay a different fee in Florida than you are going to pay in Illinois or in Chicago. Okay. So just keep that in mind. You need to be asking because it is for what the market goes for. And again, a really good base to industry standard to put that against would be the VA, right? Here in LA, our VA appraisal fee used to be $600. It was just increased to, it's either $700 or $750.
$750, I think.
I believe it was $750. So we went up to Arizona went to $750. California, we went to $750. In different counties were different. Some counties are $800.
$1,000
Yep.
in some.
Yep. Some of them, Alpine, Inyo Kern, $1,000.
Yep.
Nevada, $775. New Mexico, $700. So again, it's what is standard for your area, where you live, what the appraisers charge, and then that is what they're basing the fee on. And this is from the VA, again, directly. We don't get to tell you, oh, no, we're going to charge you less. We might be able as lenders to say, hey, we can give you a credit towards closing costs, which will end up covering part of your appraisal. But we can't actually determine, hey, we don't want to charge that $700. We're going to reduce that fee to $500. That fee is actually invoiced from the VA to us. And if they're changing that industry wide and, US wide, then it's absolutely happening across the board on all appraisals, conventional, FHA, VA, all of them. We're seeing appraisal increases in value, or in cost. So just keep that in mind. Something we wanted to talk about today. Another, quick blip, 15 to 20 minute episode from Mortgage Mom, something that is very important to keep in mind. And again, the contingencies are so important because like Heather said, putting her real estate hat on, if you're walking into a property that you're absolutely in love with and there are 3, 4, 5 different offers on that home and you're going up against multiple offer situation, there's certain things that you can do to make sure that you're maybe getting a second look from that seller. Appraisal contingencies, loan contingencies, physical inspection contingencies. If you can shorten those or remove them in any way, you're going to make the seller feel much happier, and they're going to take a second look at that offer.
One thing that I want to bring up though too is back to the waivers. If you do an appraisal waiver, it doesn't mean that you don't do an appraisal. You still have to do an appraisal. And I don't think a lot of people understand that is when, I'm going to waive the appraisal. That's great, but the lender's still most likely going to require that you do an appraisal.
Right.
So just keep that in mind too. I'll shorten it and I'll just waive it. That's wonderful, but we still have to do an appraisal.
Right. And that's a whole nother episode, to be honest with you, because we're going to try to keep this short and finish up right now. But please keep that in mind. If your agent, your real estate agent, is asking you if you'd like to waive your appraisal, that does not mean that you are choosing whether or not you want to order an appraisal. That means that you are waiving the contingency of if the appraisal comes in low. If you are getting a loan, unless you are an all cash buyer, if you are getting a loan against the home, you have to have an appraisal. You have to. It's not an option. So the computer system either has to waive the appraisal and it does its own desktop appraisal, or we have to send an appraiser out to do it. So if you waive your contingency and the appraisal comes in low, you have agreed to make up the difference between the purchase price and where the appraisal came in. That could be a good chunk of money that would be on top of your down payment and closing costs. So that was a very good thing that you just brought up right now, something very important for people to know and to understand. Again, that could be an entire topic.
It should
a
be.
whole nother 15, 20 minutes of Mortgage Mom. So we will maybe bring that one up next week or maybe the week after. But we're going to wrap this one up to keep them short. Again, if you guys have questions, please feel free to reach out. Put your questions in the feed. I will see the questions later on YouTube. Or you can send me an email to questions@mortgagemomradio.com, or even easier, get yourself an appointment. Either call us at 844-WE-LEND-FOR-YOU. That's WELEND and the number 4. Or go to mortgagemomradio.com and click that book appointment button. Schedule yourself a time to talk with us. Free consultation. Get your questions answered. We are here to help. We hope you guys enjoy the rest of your day. And we'll be back real soon.
Have a good one.
Bye.
Bye.
Debbie Marcoux is licensed by the Department of Financial Institutions and MLS ID 237926. Also licensed in Arizona 0941504, Florida LO 76508, Georgia 69178, Idaho, Nevada 57237, Oregon, Tennessee 184373, Texas, Washington MLO 237926.
She's a mortgage mom. She can get things done. When you're in need and don't know where to go, pick up the phone and call mom.